Friends, so if you haven't watched my last video, please watch it. Exactly is happening what I said yesterday and in my last video, and the last 20 videos and the last 3 months, what will happen and the scenario in Bitcoin, in the stock market, in Nasdaq, and also other markets. As you can see now, the Nasdaq is below 14,515, and this time the Nasdaq is going to break the gap down. So it's very, very important to know what happened today. And today we had the jolts, 9.2 million, 1.1 million more than expected. The expectation was very low. And now the next news are coming out 3 minutes ago. Yellen said that possible longer term rates will be higher than tout. So the U.S. Treasury Secretary said, I don't think we should decouple from China, but we have overdependence on China in areas of nationwide being. And therefore, the market is collapsing now. This is the beginning, as I said. If the rates, the bonds are above 4.7, and we reached now, it has hit for the third time the 16 years high. The US Treasury 30 yields are 4.94. The 10-year yields are 4.8. 2 years are above 5.15. The 5-year yield is at 4.8 currently, and so on. The VIX has skyrocketed itself to over the last 16 months high to 18.94, and dollar index making every second new higher highs. So the 16 months high for the dollar, and the dollar will stay very strong also for the next months. The Japanese yen, the BOJ, Bank of Japan, intervened in yen, and I will show you what happened. In Japanese yen, the yen dropped from 186 to below. Look this here. Look this here. This is the candle. This big red line, you see, happened in 3 seconds. The market, and now currently the market is up again, making a bunch of consolidation because a lot of buyers has been hit there. The market is making a bearish consolidation or distribution, right? And after a moment, we see the POC is now red. My volume profile is telling me when to buy and sell, and you see that in case the POC or the volume profile is red, the market will go more down. So back to my new indicator, and we see here my RSI stochastic is on bearish sign. The short term is a little bit bullish, meaning that some buyers try to hold their positions or for waiting to take loss and possibly to turn into the sellers. All other indicators are in red. So the yen is becoming strength or stronger, and that's a very nice strategy now if you are trading the indices, that you can hedge your account with currencies like Japanese yen, British pound, or GBP against Japanese yen, with New Zealand dollar against Japanese yen, with other currencies against Japanese yen, because Japanese yen is becoming stronger and stronger. And on the same time, the Fed is buying dollars. So Fed is intervening dollar, buying US dollar. Therefore, the US dollar Japanese yen is not falling too much, but all the others are falling. Bonds are getting stronger. Nasdaq is falling, as you can see here, and also S&P will go deeper. The level for Nasdaq will be, the next one is 14,420. After that, we go below the 14,400 and we go deeper to 14,200, 14,005, 13,300 and down, because below this gap is no support anymore. The next support is between 12,800 and 13,000. The same for S&P 500. S&P 500 will go and will fall to 4,200, and currently we are at 4,218. It's going to fall faster and faster, and the next support is at around 40,080. If it does not hold, we go back to 2,880 to 3,000, but that's a little bit more room there for buyers to come in, but not today, not now, not this week, not this month, and even not this year. From the beginning of the next year, maybe. Then the next one is the crude oil. Crude oil, we had a very nice selling power in crude oil, and it was predicted by my indicator also. So you see the bunch of indicator I have here have been predicted that we are in a short trade. So, and crude oil currently has recovered itself, because tomorrow we will have the inventories, the crude oil inventories. So some people have taken some profits and some started to buy, and the current trend is bearish, and we wait until tomorrow which data will be released, and then we decide to go short or long. But it would be possible that we will have a consolidation if we have very bullish data, and if the data are below the expectation or around the expectation, the bearish trend of the crude oil will be continued. The British pound sterling and the currencies against the US dollar is very simple. Also at this moment we have a consolidation, but the general trend of the market is definitely bearish, definitely short. Selling pound, buying US dollar. The same for euro. Euro is going to lose much more value. We see here where it came from. Oh, that's a nice, really nice move of the euro. Very healthy trend, especially on low time frame. If you are trading like I am doing on bigger time frame, with time also on the lower time frame, we see here that the market is breaking exactly at the POC, holding, taking profit, accumulating, and then breaking that level, coming down again. The next week's POC is accumulating, coming up, taking some profits. The buyers take losses, get to the are turning into the sellers, and the market is coming down, and currently exactly that will happen again. meaning we go a little bit higher, consolidating, and then euro will fall more. We are coming now to Japanese yen, and we see here that the uptrend to shortly, the high of the day, it was 150.15, exactly what I have predicted. We hit the target, and then the intervention rumors came in, but the US dollar intervention on the same time, and very good news for the US dollar, is holding the US dollar Japanese yen backing, and it means that the intervention of the Japanese yen will not have a big impact on US dollar Japanese yen pair, so the trend will be continued. But there is another point. If the US dollar, if the yields are turning 0.75 points higher, that's not so good for the US dollar, because they start to sell the bonds. That means that they sell on the same time the US dollar, and then the US dollar will crash down from above 150. I think it's going around to 150, 160 somewhere, and then the market will crash down back to below 100. The move will be very, very fast. Euro versus Japanese yen, the same. You see on the bigger picture how the market crashed here. So the uptrend of the last weeks and months and performance of this year has been smashed down by this intervention, and it seems it's very powerful intervention at this moment. And also Bitcoin will crash more down. We see here now the market holding. A lot of optimists started to buy and they got trapped. And if we look now on the weekly profile, we see here, so you can see the weekly profile. We see that the white area is the known value or low value area, where there are more sellers than buyers. And if we look at this structure, it's very easy to see that we have a capital B structure of the Bitcoin. And look at this now. In this capital B, where what such volume profiles have usually two, we can say they have two POCs, but the main POC is on the low side, and the shifting, the volume shifting of the low side is much more bigger and powerful than the upper side. We can see that, right? So it's a B with a big belly, and you see the market smash exactly to that trap. The buyers got trapped, and boom, the bears attacked aggressively. Bitcoin sold it again. Already those who have been selling the market from above 50,000, above 40,000, above 30,000, and also this year they smashed down Bitcoin from 32,000. Bitcoin will go below 20,000, below 15,000, and also below 10,000 until the next summer. In my video, live video, and on Discord, I tell you why, and I will show you facts nobody's telling you about. So subscribe to my channel on Discord and you will see them. And also, last not least, we see also Dow Jones, the same movement. Now the big cousin of Nasdaq, of S&P and Russell is following a little bit lately, but following now. So in this pair, if we can say that Nasdaq, S&P 500 and Russell is the little brother, S&P is the middle brother, and the Nasdaq is the big brother, right? If Nasdaq is falling but Russell does not follow, or S&P is not following, there is something wrong. And at the beginning of the DC day, the Nasdaq and Russell opened very bearish, but S&P has not followed. But later on the day, S&P had to follow Nasdaq and Russell. That was the first indication. Then the dollar index, we see here the dollar index, the nice move of the dollar index, and we see that the dollar index is taking a pause at this moment, and so meaning that the market is coming to an end at this moment, because in an hour we are going to close, and made a new high. That's a typical reaction after hitting a new high, that the volume disappears. Some traders are going to launch, some are taking profit, and some are selling. So the market will stop there, but during the next weeks and months, dollar is getting much more stronger, right? So dollar bonds, then you need to compare. If Russell, then you need to look for S&P and Nasdaq if they are running in the same direction, and vice versa. And at the end, you look for euro dollar. If Nasdaq is falling and euro, in this case you see is red, is also following, meaning that the trend is very strong, everything is fitting, and of course the technical indicators, everything is fitting, and that the market tomorrow will drop deeper. So go to Tradingview and you can grab my indicator space X that telling you exactly where to go in the market. You just need to follow the colors of the indicator and you are on the right side of the market. So during the last weeks we have been experimenting with this indicator, and I can tell you on every time frame, and you see I am trading here on 4 minutes now, but also on the higher time frame, the market is really, this indicator fits everything what you need, right? So here we are now on Nasdaq in 21 hours, and we see how precisely the indicator is working. The first sign the indicator told the sell was here. I will separate it, something around here, right? And now we change the time frame from 21 hour, and if we go down to 15 minutes, and we can see how precisely the indicator is working. As long as it's on red, you go short. So I make just a sign to see just with one unit, one contract, just to trade exactly the same what the indicator is telling you. and it's not too much money. It's something around, it differs on your broker. For 1 full you need $696 currently. So with a $2,000 account, you see what's happening. Just with 1 unit, and the stop loss something around $50 or $100, not more. And you just follow the indicators all the time. Red, you sell and do nothing else. You put your stop and let the indicator do the job for you, and you see coming a little bit higher, but now we are at 14,700. So for instance, I tell you here, it's our entry price that was at the high, right? Where we had the signal on bigger chart and trade on the lower chart. And that's the market of the last 2 weeks. Just with 1 unit. No day trading, not too much selling or buying. And the indicator is telling you where to buy and where to sell. And now you see it's becoming blue a little bit, meaning we will have a consolidation. We wait. It's going a little bit higher. Now we have green signal. So, right at the end, now I see the bar play. Sometimes it doesn't work properly. So, that's the whole business. That's it, right? And it's giving you the precise signals and also the instructions, and the winning rate is above 90%, right? You can go to the Tradingview or to my page here, and there are the latest analysis, bearish. You see everything I predicted here happening all the time. Especially this is for Nasdaq traders, very important. Also for other traders that are trading Bitcoin, I made the same. You see here that I am predicting this around 4 or 5 or 6 weeks ago, and now we are here. The price of the Nasdaq is 14,583. We hit already this level, is retesting again, and we come down to 14,240 and then 13,950 and so on. All right, so you need to go to this page, you read it, you subscribe to my channel, also to my YouTube channel, and you make your money. All right, have a good time.